I really hope we're live.
I mean, the thing right up there says that we're doing the thing.
Yeah, but like we don't have McArdle this week.
Do we know?
And
Tyler set all this up.
I set all this. It's been a long time since I've set this up.
It says we're live.
But can you hear us? Can you see us?
I can see us. I can't hear us.
Big time.
Yeah?
I hear the jingle. So we have to, we're here, I guess.
Is it that delayed?
There's
it's buffering up.
Yeah.
There it is.
Hell yeah.
It works.
It works.
Oh, that's a good picture. A lot of people like me.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
We have Pat on stream today.
What's up, guys?
Yeah.
Hello,
It's Pat.
You can't tell. I guess I'm hiding it.
Yeah, it does look.
Hi.
Linda says she can hear us.
Sorry, we were having our own conversation.
Yeah.
So like
There's so much going on now. There's like
I
love it.
So little room for activity.
a wild Pat appeared.
A wild Pat.
Hi, buddy.
What's up, man? Cheers.
It's all good on here.
Merry Christmas.
Cheers to the purple.
Tyler, what are we drinking?
You know.
We took some of those federal bullets and we melted them down.
Yeah.
The federal
Full of lead.
purple. Syntec Synergy.
It
tastes like purple. Purple is a fruit.
Like,
I think the kids in college call this purple drink.
Ooh.
I think you need more ibuprofen for that.
Yeah.
Ibuprofen.
I hope that's
A bunch
not
of kids
what it
crushing up Advil.
Don't do that.
Yeah, for health reasons, don't crush up Advil and
Yeah,
put it in your
legally,
drink.
do what you gotta do if you got a headache.
There is no promethazine in this.
Oh my gosh. Pat,
Yo.
if you had to work out,
Yes.
would you work
Which I
out? Do you?
I
Do you
sometimes.
work out?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I think you just kind of wake up and it just kind of happens.
I wish.
Naturally. Okay, so like you have choices,
Sure.
right? Would you work out at the lowest ranked gym in the county or the highest ranked?
I mean,
the
if I
voted
were gonna-
the top.
You know what I mean? If I was going to work out, guys, I would go to the best
Yes.
gym in Genesee County, right?
Mhm.
And as far as we're concerned and the people are concerned, that is Beyond Driven Fitness and Performance on Main Street in Leroy. They are
Is
the
it
absolute.
Beyond Driven Fitness and Performance? Because I've definitely been saying performance and fitness. Keep going. Sorry.
One definitely has to be before. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's definitely one of those. Now I'm questioning my own thing. But Beyond Driven, we like them. You know them. They're in Leroy on Main Street, whatever they're called, and you should check them out.
Whatever they're called. It's the one. It's right there. You can't miss it. Yeah.
We got their logo. We always put it up in the beginning. And then
Things have changed.
Tyler, pull that up.
things have changed.
Tyler, pull that up.
Pull that up, Tyler. Pull that up, Jamie.
Ty.
So used to McArdle being so quick with it.
He is.
That was great. I just wanted to throw that at you. You haven't been
Yeah,
here,
no,
you know
I
what I mean?
appreciate it, man.
Welcome
I like
back.
to.
Did you like how Tyler tried to haze you too? Like
People always
like,
are doing.
oh, we all did it. You gotta stand on your chippy. You gotta get over here. There's like a really weird gap over here to get like. You either have to open up this back door, which is a pain in the ass,
Or Brandon just makes us get on our knees.
okay.
And crawl.
That's like I make it optional as your employer. Listen.
I missed this.
Oh,
We
good
miss you.
stuff. Yeah. Welcome
For
back.
sure. Yeah, thanks guys for having me back on. So, my work schedule at the other place changed around a little bit, so I thought that I should be here with you all.
Aw.
We're just so excited. No, I'm just kidding. We're so
Well, good thing we
excited.
got this table.
Oh,
here, right? You know what I mean?
So now do an ad read for Breakthrough
Yeah,
because you've never done one yet.
I haven't. I'm actually very excited to.
There's no talking points. Oh, here it is, right there. That crinkled up piece of paper there that we should take good care of.
The smell
Oh,
you.
God, the bomb. Oh no.
We rely on your fire. You rely on your firearm for protection. It's time to consider how you can return the favor. Let me talk to you about this stream sponsor, Breakthrough Clean Technologies.
This is great. This is a great ad read.
Thank
Loving it.
Breakthrough uses modern advanced chemistry to clean and efficiently remove fouling, dirt, grease, and grime. Breakthrough's lubricants provide long-lasting corrosion protection in any environment, and it works more efficiently than anything else on the market.
Unlike all of that.
Unlike that cleaning product,
Everybody
with a
hates it.
stinky, distinct smell your wife hates. All of Breakthrough products are user-safe,
Cleaning product
odorless,
number 8.
non-toxic, non-carcinogenic, non-hazardous, and non-staining. A sweet bonus is their chemicals are pH neutral. making them safe to use on all firearms and finishes, including stainless, nickel, blued, synthetic, and Cerakote.
So I can use it in my pool. Because the pH.
Sure, throw it on in there. Why not?
Well, gonna hurt.
Take a dip. Breakthrough is trusted by the shop to clean armed rental guns. They're trusted by numerous major firearm manufacturers and the U.S. Department of Defense. But don't take our word for it. Try it for yourself. Breakthrough Clean. The difference is clear.
You just read that whole thing.
Yeah, you just read the whole thing.
That's literally what the instructions were. Was like, hey, there's the ad read.
I'm going to cut that out and just read it. Yeah.
Loop it. Yeah, just play it again.
Like I asked Pat to do it, and then it's like him like doing it, but it's your voice of the ad you read. Because that's his script. Tyler took like 14 whacks at that. Like, hey, Breakthrough Technologies. Like,
you rely on your firearms for protection.
I mean, I like the read. I would trim it down a little. But.
Well, you have to fill a minute.
Not the stinky
Is it supposed to be
smell
60
that your
seconds?
wife doesn't like the smell of because of the smell.
The stinky
Because
smell.
of the smelliness.
Yeah,
And the
Stinky smell that
carcinogens.
smells bad. It's stinky.
Cool. Hey.
Hey, what? Who am I putting up on screen? Have you seen this new system that we have?
No, I haven't, but I was just reading some of the comments.
Pick one.
Josh.
Josh Hawkins says, "Hello, sexies."
What up, buddy?
Hi, Josh.
I know him.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, baby boy. We miss him.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
We're gonna have a huge roundtable one day when we get our new studio, which we're gonna triple our budget for the new builds, and we're gonna put it into a live stream studio.
Live at TFP.
Amazing.
TFP.
We'll make it back in ad reads in no time.
Do you know where your children are?
Hey guys,
Don't investigate
get
that.
some
Brandon doesn't want you to.
going in the chat there. I see we got a lot of people saying hi, which is awesome. If you guys have any, you guys still take questions and stuff sometimes?
Oh yeah.
If people ask the right ones.
They better ask some good questions.
We do have one final stream sponsor though that we have to talk about.
Yeah, we've been doing stream sponsors for almost 10 minutes.
Well, we mix it in there.
In order to keep it fresh.
Make it
You can
nice.
keep it
Yeah,
fresh with the
You can
API.
keep it
Yeah.
fresh.
fresh. Yeah.
Or fresh.
Pat, go ahead. API.
On Preservation Inc., you know their
Those are our boys.
bags with their patented vapor corrosion inhibitor technology. I wish I had one with their fancy zipper and that really thick blue material. You guys know the material that comes sometimes when you buy a new gun. You get one of those
But there's
one-time use bags.
Yeah.
But yeah, those things are shit, right? But if you look at the bags from API,
Mhm.
much sturdier material,
Mhm.
right? Much better zipper.
Mhm.
It says you can open and close that zipper like as many times as you want over the span of like 10 years. And the vapor corrosion inhibitor, guys, will keep your firearms so fresh, so clean for as long as you keep the microenvironment sealed, right?
We questioned them last time if it was like food safe, right? And then
Yeah.
Jason was in, and we were like,
I
"All
asked
right,
him,
well, we're gonna on the next stream, we're gonna tell people like, put your baby's formula in there, like put like the most like
Whoa. Take it all the
Applesauce.
way to
you're gonna give to your newborn, yeah, like store it away for the winter underground in your API bag, and then pull it out.
I've heard a lot of kids our age.
Ferment-
Please don't do that.
ferment your kimchi in there. if that's what you
Yeah,
wanna do.
it's fine.
talking about microenvironments lately, and I think it's an interesting concept.
Yes. Microenvironments in general are interesting.
Tyler does.
Everyone's
Tyler
micro-environmenting.
does love making his little environments.
I like terrariums.
Yes,
If you like
Fun.
rocks. you know.
terrarium.
Excellent. So, guys,
We have a lot to talk about. So we had a guest last week. If you missed last week's stream, shame on you.
You're
Go
just
back-
that was a
go back and
lot of
watch it.
fun.
You are wrong.
Matt Wolf came out and we talked about competitive shooting and about how, like, okay, we're in New York and that sucks, but specifically like our region within like a 50-mile radius of where we are, we're actually pretty lucky as far as New Yorkers go. There is a lot of competition. There's a
Yes.
lot of ways that you can get more involved in the shooting sports than just going to the range, as fun as that is. There's a lot of opportunities. So if you've been wondering how you can, get to be a better shooter, get more connected and involved in the local 2A community, go back and watch last week's stream.
Yes.
I thought he did a great job
Fantastic.
representing, the competitive shooter group in this region. Yeah.
So before
he reaches out to me all the time when there's a match coming up that he was going to sign up for on practice school. We're
Oh,
actually
yeah.
supposed to shoot together on Sunday, I had to work, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to go and do that with them. But yeah, I'm going to be shooting some practice matches with those guys in the evening time because he's absolutely correct. There are plenty of opportunities to get out there and do stuff.
We were talking before going into our cars last night after the stream ended. I'm like, hey, Matt, like tomorrow, can you just send me some of the links and stuff you were talking about on stream just so I can include them as flavor into the description? And that night, he must have sped home that night. He just typed out he goes so above and beyond. It was so funny. Like, I checked the next day at 11:50 something. He sent me a huge list of links. I'm like, oh, thanks.
That's awesome. So we had other stuff to talk about that stream,
right? And
we just forgot all of it because we were just so like we were talking with him, and then we looked and it was like 8:30. Yeah. We were like, oh, geez, like okay.
That'll happen. So
we had a couple articles or pieces of news. I think the big one was Remington. That was one that we like really haven't discussed. So Remington is leaving New York.
Yes.
They have decided to shut down Ilion, their factory for the longest time. I mean, almost 200 years out there, at least 150 years out in Ilion. And really, it's just one of those last, I don't know what you want to say, like just icons of a true, like original manufacturer in its original location, like original factory. And I don't know, a lot of people blamed New York, which they're not blameless. Remington a few years ago mentioned that they were moving a factory because of the SAFE Act and because of laws that New York had passed. But I really think this was just a victim of modern manufacturing. I got to tour that plant back in like 2011. They had public tours you could go on. Anybody could just show up to the factory and take a tour. And I was amazed that they still, not that I know anything really about manufacturing, but you look at that factory and it's like, this was set up for 1800s, early 1900s. Like, labor is the cheapest resource that we have. And it just seemed like inefficient compared to like a modern factory, just the way they would build it. There's been a lot of research and advancements made in that area. So I can see like from a company's perspective, why that's just an old factory, man, that like it's time, I mean, it sucks, but I don't think it was a huge, I don't think Hochul was like pressuring the company to leave or the company left for any like political reasons, I'll say.
Well,
as much as it sucks.
So taxes, I would say, are a huge burden for anybody here in the state of New York. And I would say specifically like big corporations where there's always a need for like more, better, faster, cheaper, and for constant growth, right? I don't know if I'm pretty sure that Remington was like publicly traded, right? So they've got shareholders and they've got people that. Right?
I don't know the new Rem Arms. I don't know if they.
Yeah, I don't know like exactly the ownership structure or whatever.
They weren't even making. Correct. I don't think they were a factory. I think it was just offices. After they got picked up, I thought it was just offices.
Because everything else got kind of sold off and parted out and went away,
right? They physically actually made
anything over there.
Sure. Well, even if you have your headquarters in New York, right? If Ilion was their corporate headquarters or whatever, then they're going to be paying New York taxes,
which is impressive. There was
that point, so
200 some people laid off, I think was the number here a couple weeks ago.
But then the other point that I would make is like if you look at like the firearms industry in general, right? Most of the stuff that's out there, I would say, is more modern than anything in Remington's line.
Oh, sure.
Right? You know what I mean? Like they didn't really make any real efforts to like keep up with the times and like innovate in a lot of ways. Like
the R51.
Let's be right. Sure. I mean, the RM380.
Yeah, let's be real.
Pat, I want you to run a competition with the R51.
That would be fun.
I'll give it a shot.
That would be fun to do a series of just like
trash pistols.
You kept talking about the Taurus curve. We all have to do it.
We have to run a match with
those things.
Are
really bad.
So speaking of crazy industry news, we saw this. This was a few days ago. This was from the New York Times. Nuns. This is a great title. This is a great headline.
Yeah.
Nuns who own shares of Smith & Wesson sue over AR-15 deaths. So they're
suing Smith & Wesson?
Yeah. So there's a bunch of nuns who they're like, what do you
praying
call it? Nunnery. I don't know what's the
I
word.
think that's it.
I think that's it, right? It's got to be.
Isn't it
Congregation.
convent?
Convent, yeah. So they're, the monks up the road here make bread,
Sure.
right? Down in York, Peffard, whatever.
These
So
chicks make trouble.
These chicks, they invest in a bunch of companies, and one of them is Smith & Wesson.
All right.
And they are shareholders in Smith & Wesson.
Okay.
And so now the leadership of Smith & Wesson
Sure.
is beholden to its shareholders to do the right thing, to make the company money, to make the shareholders money.
Right. To
That's
make
like
to
the
be
whole-
profitable, right, would be like.
And
the
so these
overarching
nuns
theme.
are claiming that the way Smith & Wesson markets and sells and just generally advertises their AR-15s is detrimental to the company, and over the long run will cause the company to decline, and thus putting them, the shareholders, at risk.
So the AR-15 is still the most popular rifle in these United States. Is that?
It'd be a hard, I would think, argument to make. And I've always wanted to see, like, they're alluding that the way that Smith & Wesson markets their firearms leads to mass shootings and causes these mass shootings. Like,
Yeah.
I see a lot of gun
see
ads.
this.
Well, have you
Yeah.
seen this? Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is like inside the store, there's ads for Smith ARs right now for a
Picture of a gun.
promotion that they're no, it's picture of
$50
four
off.
guns, in fact, because
Okay.
there's like
Yeah.
an M&P series, like not the sport one, but like the next one up from that, and then there's like a sport, and
Yeah.
then there's like a 22, and then, right, but yeah, their ads are very
Even like in the magazines and stuff, it'll be like someone, it'll be an over dramatized portrait, obviously, but it's like someone, bad guy kicking the door down, and the wife and children are like, and the husband standing in between them with an AR.
Yeah, it would
and
be
like, how is that a,
But I don't know that I've ever actually seen a Smith & Wesson ad specifically in that. Maybe,
And
but
plus, you're not
I'd
going
have to look at their specific ads to see. But ultimately, like, again, if the AR pattern rifle is the most popular,
right?
then
Now,
it doesn't that stand to make you money, though?
I was surprised. I heard on 95.1, like recently,
Smith & Wesson ad?
they're regionally Smith & Wesson has been putting out, and they're very, feel good, like Super Bowl kind of almost ad, like,
Yeah.
soft music in the background, like Smith & Wesson is an American heritage, and we care about protecting your families, and it's a very,
like wholesome
PC,
Yeah.
like there's nothing you could take away from that that's like negative, I would think. So,
Yeah.
anyways,
I've heard the Browning ads on 95.1.
really?
From
See, now I have not heard those.
There's a gentleman that has a shop in Bloomfield.
Okay.
That's like how they do it, and then they say, "You like that ad? Well, you can get the Browning ad," and then it like goes from there. So that was kind of cool.
Your grandma and grandpa are saying hi to each other in the street. Which is so
Hi.
funny. Hi, Marianne. Hi, Tom.
I love it. Good deal.
Oh, you're right here.
Oh my gosh. So today, my dad told Brian to go stand out in the street, to go lay down in the street.
Tell the whole.
Oh
There's a
my
whole.
gosh.
Brian was
I
wondering.
can't
where
believe that Paul said that.
Brian
So-
was wondering where the concrete was, and he said, "Should I go stand out in the street to go flag him down?" And Paul says, "No, you should lay in the street."
Oh, good old Paul. Fun stuff. So great segue here. I don't know if we even got to talk about our new stickers. Did we talk about those at all? I don't know if we talked about those last
No.
week.
We didn't because we were too busy talking
Too
about
busy.
how cool it is to
How
get
cool.
the shooting arcs. Yeah.
Tell us about yourself, man.
I get it. He's dreaming.
So, Tyler made this one up there, which is, who hung that up there? Why is the skyline? What planet are we on?
I blame.
Anyways, I blame Cameron. I think Matt, actually. There, that's okay. So we have our classic eagle logo, the hands. The eagle is delivering the rifle.
Yeah.
I don't see how people see the rifle. The eagle's taking it away. I've never seen that in that image, but
No,
we
he's
wanted
swooping
to-
down to bring it to you.
yeah, we wanted to do a play on that. So like for Halloween, we had, we changed the logo a little bit. This was our Christmas one. So we've got an exclusive Christmas firing pin logo. It's our profile picture right now. So we've got that. And then we've been doing a ton of outreach and interacting with kids like at the mall, or we've been doing a lot of we did some events in Bergen here. We did like a trunk or treat type of thing. Oh, I can't switch the camera. Well, it's this one. Slide over for me. It's this one here. If you can see that. So that sticker, it says Firearm Safety Hero. And it's got our most popular sticker. Whenever I've handed out stickers, the kids love the eagle with the gun, right? Which I now realize too.
He's smoking like firearms.
He's smoking a cigar too, which is not very kid friendly, but whatever. If you scan that QR code,
it's a meat stick.
I love it.
It's a
if you
a slender James, if you mind.
Oh my god! If you scan this QR code, it goes to a link tree which is full of gun safety information for kids. Yeah. So I just wanted something. We wanted something where when we're at the mall, when we're at more of like a family event and there's a lot of kids around, we can give them something that's, doesn't link necessarily to this, because I don't want kids to see this, but this links to
like
this links to like, what do you do if you find a handgun? Like, stop, don't touch,
leave the area,
leave it adult. Yeah. Leave, right? Find an adult. Yeah. So we got these stickers. Come down and grab them. And Mike, it is pretty cool. Thanks.
I'm teaching my kids to stop.
Validation.
Take it and bring it to dad.
Yeah. Offer the guy $20 for it.
Bring it to dad. Dad wants that handgun you found.
Look for a law enforcement officer.
And screech.
Pocket the
what's
gun.
Going on in the commentariat?
Oh,
you don't know.
Jim wants to file a suit against some nuns for what they did to him. That's okay. Sorry.
What?
Based on when he was in Catholic grammar school, grades 1 through 8, there should be a lawsuit filed against rulers and yardstick makers.
Were you
for
left-handed
making lethal
too?
weapons.
Was he left-handed? Yeah.
There's a couple Catholic school survivors in the comments that are offering support to each other. So here's another interesting one, Pat, for you.
Yeah.
So guns were said to be destroyed. Instead, they were reborn.
I saw.
So there are obviously across the country, including locally, police agencies are offering gun buybacks, right? They want to get these dangerous guns off the street, which we all know is all just pandering. It does nothing to actually help crime. It's all just whatever. So they run these programs and they promise all their constituents and taxpayers that these guns are being destroyed. They're coming off the streets. Cool. In reality, what has happened is there's a few companies who have gone around and they've gotten contracts with all these police departments. They take the firearms at no cost to the police, which is great. Costing the community nothing. We're destroying the guns. And then smartly, these companies are taking the guns, destroying the legal firearm, and then parting them out, which I love the 4 R's of recycling, reduce, reuse, or 3 R's. Reduce, reuse, recycle, redistribute guns, right? And there's 4 R's now. So reborn. So instead of just actually destroying these or turning them into, garden tools like some groups do, these companies are being smart economically and capitalistically, and they're destroying the firearm and then reusing barrels and springs and parts and whatever. And, I don't see anything wrong with that. I bring it up only because the New York Times wrote an 8-page article basically
apparently every town
comparing this.
Shocked.
Yeah. They are saying that, those guns are now being reborn. Instead of being destroyed, now they're like helping prolong the life of other weapons and these dangerous. Right. Again, I think that's one of our favorite parts of guns is that they're very durable and they are mechanical objects. There's no technology really in them. Like as long as you have that part, like you can keep the gun serviceable. So I love this program. I think it's great. I think we should try to be doing the same thing. I don't know where any of those guns, like I would love to know what happens to the guns that New York State collects, because we've gone to do some journalism like at gun buybacks and they collect a lot of guns. Where'd they go? What actually happens to those?
Yeah, and they collect a lot of junk too that passes for guns, but that like it's technically a gun.
Somehow risen more from the amount of stuff.
So
I would argue that they are destroying the firearms though, because if it is
they're destroying the serial.
They are destroying the
firearm. Like that is not a firearm that you're keeping.
One less gun out there out on the streets.
There you go. We did what you wanted.
Doing the Lord's work. I mean,
Jesus Cristo himself.
That's it, man.
So I
just named off the one, or it named off
the company.
Like it was just
there's one company called Gunbusters.
Interesting.
That was the main one that they name and shamed, and then so a Missouri business called Gunbusters, which patented a firearms pulverizer, which sounds silly, was responsible for dealing with the Flint, Michigan firearms. They've taken in over 200,000 firearms over the past decade from about 950 police agencies. There's a half dozen other firms that do similar work. There's one out of Nevada. There's New England Ballistic Services of Massachusetts. Gunbusters and its 5 licensees across the country, for example, recently averaged more than $90,000 a week in combined online. How do they know that? Combined online sales of hundreds of disassembled guns from government clients. And again, I hate to even use this word, but this is what they talk about when they say there's loopholes. So and I hate the us versus them, but to anti-gun people, this is a loophole that they want to go after.
It's absolutely not. It's the letter, the
following the law.
Followed to the letter, as written, right? The problem that I see is that the people who are so eager to try and pass all this legislation aren't actually educated enough to know what it is that they're talking about. It's the same with the new Go Safe. Have you guys heard about this new legislation from Angus King out of Maine?
Mm-hmm.
So there's this new thing called Go Safe, the gas-operated semi-automatic firearm.
Oh, that when they
something. So now they're trying to say that because some firearms are semi-automatic and they're gas-operated, that makes them intrinsically more deadly than other firearms.
Just because I put 85 octane in?
Just because you're
87.
85.
I don't know. Ethanol free, that's all I know.
Stuff. Better get 93. No, but like they're literally trying to they've discovered a new term, right? They've discovered the term gas operated now. And so they're trying to turn that.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing. I looked behind you to see what Tyler's been up to.
Yeah.
Which is basically what he did all through high school and college.
Yeah.
Pretty much any time.
The whole time I've known him, he's been doing that exact thing. So
for those of you at home, it's drawing penises. He's over there drawing a lot. There's a lot of variation over there too.
That one looks like a rocket ship. That's good.
Different profiles.
So we need to upgrade the employee healthcare benefits so we can get some better mental health. We need to twice a year. I don't think is enough for this one.
He has different profiles.
No,
There's angles.
I tried my first uncircumcised.
The perspectives.
Is that a watermark?
It's the whole Vitruvian Man, just penises. It's all penises.
Good. Yeah.
So
I will work on that tonight.
So Josh Hawkins.
Never.
Yeah, I don't know. What's on your Christmas list? Obviously, we saw Tyler's. Pat, what's here?
Yo, I need some new stuff for my competition belt setup. I need some new pistol mags and stuff. Or
tell the people.
Mag pouches.
Tell
Santa. I need some mag pouches for my gun belt.
Mr. Josie.
What about you, Joe?
I don't know. I don't ever think about stuff that I want.
Socks.
Because you just buy it.
Yeah, because I just do it. Yeah.
Pull the trigger.
Socks and undies, man. Yeah, I guess that'd be good.
Yeah. I've reached that age where that's I'm actually asking for those.
Holy crap, that's actually really nice.
Yeah.
More of those Bomba socks.
I'm asking for my wife to stop throwing out my socks just because they've got one little hole in them.
No.
What are you trying to get for Christmas day?
Probably another dog.
Yeah, that'd be another dog.
That's what you need.
Another dog.
I don't know.
Want some magic cards, buddy?
Probably.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Need some Roblox?
I need deck boxes. I don't need more cards. I need to be able to store them. I got back into Magic recently. I can't. I'm so nerdy.
It's all right.
The wife loves it. She loves all of the cards.
And the penis drawings all over. Like a kid on the wall.
She won't let him at the house, so he has to do it here.
Justice, he's asking for a Lego.
It's like that first season of Superbad where they're all.
Why not?
Yeah.
So that is actually a story that happened to me. I wasn't. So
you got your agenda taken.
My agenda, yeah, you know the story too well. My agenda was the communal PP drawing agenda. Everybody drew dicks all over my agenda, including me. I contributed to some of those. And I had left my agenda in the lunchroom, and I get a call to the principal's office. I was in high school, right? Yeah. And I walk in, and the principal puts my agenda down on the desk, and he's like, "Tyler, we need to talk about this." I go, oh, what's going on? And he flips open pages and there's just dicks everywhere. And he's like, you've seen Superbad, right? Is this a Superbad moment? And I just start laughing. I'm like, yeah, sure. Rolled my eyes. He just gave it back to me. I think he was scared. He's definitely scared. He was concerned.
Probably worried about you.
That was the first time Tyler was Baker acted.
I see we got a question down there at the bottom, Ty. You want to pull that up?
Sure, Patrick.
Please and thank you.
Make it big on the screen like Josiah does.
He's going to do it.
How does the upper receiver work when there's no buffer tube on the lower?
So that's a great question. The BRN 180 or the HK 416 or the Wolf, right, makes an upper.
The Wolf 762.
Wolf.
Yeah. Or the
It's 5.56, yeah.
223 ones.
Yeah, they do. Or the Daewoo also is piston.
Yep.
Right. So there's all sorts of different upper receivers
Short stroke.
that operate on the
short stroke.
generally the short stroke piston. Joe, can
Did
you
I
tell us about the short stroke piston? Because you're more of like an AK guy than I am, so you know a little bit more about pistons in general and how they work than I.
Yeah. So the short stroke gas piston still has your standard bolt carrier group for like your AR-180s, your MCXs, your MPX. I guess would just not. That would just be a standard blowback. I don't think those would gas operated.
I think that
Are they?
yeah, I think it's the
MCX. So basically, you're taking what a gas would be is pushing into the tube, and all that gas is diverting back into the bolt, which then pushes the bolt back, as opposed to a short stroke gas piston where that gas goes in, smacks a rod, which then that rod punches the bolt, and then that kicks everything back. So you don't need a whole exaggerated amount of recoil that you would need with a huge recoil buffer tube. There are still recoil, but there's like two kind of tandem recoil tubes up top that will then do the same thing. So gas goes up, smacks a rod smacks bolt flies back. It's kind of the best way to.
And all of your springs that run that mechanism are in the upper receiver, right? In the form of like a main spring or like an op rod type setup. So you have your whole operating system basically in the upper receiver, and then the lower receiver is just your fire control.
Not as aggressive, so it doesn't have to have a huge recoil spring in the back, because it's just a punch of a rod, which is enough to kick it back, as opposed to gas, which is continuous pressure pushing towards the rear.
Correct. So yeah, it eliminates the need to have the buffer, because the bolt carrier group is actually moving, powered by a spring that's in the upper receiver. So you can fire while folded if you have a piston.
Why is the one so pointy?
It's a rocket ship. It's aerodynamic.
That was my first time with foreskin. I've never tried it with. I've never done that one.
My gosh. Where did you get that hoodie?
The firing pin.
That's the question I wanted to ask.
At the firing pin.
Speaking of foreskin, where'd you get?
Yep.
No, Tyler, seriously, where'd you get the hoodie?
At the firing pin.
Where?
In shop here.
Yeah.
8240 Buffalo Road.
Drop a link.
Oh.
No, this is
Like in person.
This isn't linked anywhere. You don't get this on the website.
So you can get it in-house is what you're saying.
Apps 8240 Buffalo Road.
Come down and see us in person.
Let me Google that for you. Go to google.com. Ask where is the firing pin. The firing pins page will come up. Click the address.
I still ask
I was just trying to get you to say the whole thing.
Virgin, New York, 14416.
Yes.
Can I ask Jeeves? Is that still a thing?
It's MapQuest.
I just MapQuest it, print them out.
You said that.
I said that the other day
Does
to a customer.
MapQuest still exist? And he's like, why? I had to walk away because I'm like, I can't look this person in the eye right
Just
now.
some like older guy was like, how do I get there? I hate that question. GPS it.
One of those hoodies, like $29.99.
They are.
Wow. And we have shirts too, don't we?
It's $19.99.
Wow. Look
And
at
look.
that. Whoa. Cool.
Pretty cool.
Locally made, locally sourced.
Yep.
Organic. Gluten-free.
Yeah.
Definitely gluten free.
Non-GMO.
Prove it's not.
Homegrown, baby.
Our organic shirts are farmed with heirloom cotton seeds.
Careful.
What you say?
I don't know.
So So how about them gift cards?
How about them gift cards? We do have a gift card sale. Yeah, put that up. So we've been running this, man, I don't even know how many years. This is almost as old as the firing pin is. We've been doing this for a very long time. We've got a little gift card deal for you. So basically, you spend, you come down and you spend $20, you're really going to get a $25 gift card. You spend $50, you'll get a $60, and if you spend $100, you're going to get a $120 gift card. So just a little way to help out among the holidays, and you can come down. It's super popular. We sell a ton of these this time of the year to people. A lot of guys are hard to shop for, so they never expire. We've literally had people from like 2016 and 17 come in. And they're like, hey,
destroyed, dripping even. It's just disgusting.
It's
fell in my toilet.
Barely holding on, yeah. But yeah, they never expire. They're always good. And we've actually got a lot of work happening around here lately. These past few days have been a whirlwind. We've got concrete foundations in, about a third. So they started digging, and then they stopped. They didn't keep going and dig the whole, perimeter of the foundation. And they were like, yeah, we don't want to dig too much. And then if the weather, the snow fills in the holes that we've dug, it's, so they did about a third of it so far. And it's encouraging how robust just the foundation of this building is compared to the old one that we had. I'm very, very excited that things are finally happening. There's movement out here and we're building, we're on schedule. I know we're only 2 weeks in, but we're on schedule as far as that goes. So as long as we stay on schedule, we'll be great. So
we've been really blessed with the weather.
We have.
It's been awesome.
Yep. So we've got a great crew. Again, I knew they were excellent, but it was cool to see they were just named the best construction company in Rochester, the greater Rochester area. So I've been working with Thompson Builds out of Churchville. Very, very great people to work with. Madison over there and Paul Thompson, the owner. So
not a sponsor, but we know.
No, but yeah.
Sponsored
Love
Freedom
those
Weekend.
guys, and yeah, they sponsored Freedom Weekend, and they're great. We've got the January 28th Kodak class coming up quick. I think we're 7.5 weeks out from that. We've got a couple hundred people signed up. I was, it's always nervous. We've never done that. I mean, even Freedom Weekend, something we've done every year now for going on 10 years. It's still nervous every year doing it because you never know what's going to happen. But it's very encouraging. We have up to 1,900 seats, more or less. And we are just trying to put together a amazing group pistol permit class that we can get it to you at a reduced rate. So it's $199. Normally it's $399 to get your permit through us, all inclusive. This time we're doing it for $199. You can come down, go on our website, and sign up. It's on January 28th at the Kodak Center on Westridge Road. So you'll be there, right?
I plan to be there. Yeah, I will be there helping out with the guys that are putting it together, and I can't wait to be part of it. It's going to be a big group, biggest group I've ever anticipated standing in front of. So I think it's going to be good. I hope you guys help us fill it up because if we have the availability for 1,900, hopefully through word of mouth and our advertising campaign that we're putting together through our friend Mitch, hopefully with all of our efforts combined, we can, get a really solid group together. And, then I'll be really excited to get the second half done with all the qualifications. Cause that's, when people actually get to handle firearms and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
It's a great question.
Your father-in-law wants us to punch you.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't feel like grappling with you.
That's fair. Yeah,
I can take him.
I don't feel like it either. Thanks.
That's it. Even that, my fingers broke.
He got me good.
And Guy, that's his name, asked, can you buy gift cards on our website? You absolutely can.
Yeah.
Just make sure that you click in-store pickup.
Yeah,
don't pay for shipping. There's no, you can.
Unless we will ship it to you if you want.
But yeah, you can buy them on our website.
Can they still call and pay for them over the phone? I know we used to sometimes accept payments over the phone.
Yes,
Dog dead.
but it's just make sure we get all the proper information for addresses so we can ship them. I always get nervous, like we're shipping it to you, not the person. I don't want to like spoil Christmas gifts.
Yeah, no, that's no good. It's no good.
Good stuff. What else we got going on? What else?
What is that?
Did you see this one?
No.
So FN, they've had this riot gun for a while. It shoots CO2 like pepper balls or rubber bullets or whatever at you. It kind of sucks.
Okay.
And they have come out with a technology. They've added a camera to their launcher, and there's software that's running in the background, and it will disable the trigger, and you will not be able to shoot if it thinks you're aiming at someone's head. And this is to reduce. That's like the only way this gun could kill you. So they say is if those rubber pellets like impact you in the face or temple or whatever. So they have gotten some kind of smart technology in there, and obviously it can't rule.
So if it recognizes my face, probably
facial recognition, right?
But what if you were aiming at the back of somebody's head incidentally, or
right. It'd be cool to test one of these. I'm sure these are extremely expensive.
But then the other situation, the other thing becomes right, like. Let's say that I'm using that and I want to use a less lethal option, right? Because ultimately, like we're in the life preservation business, whoever's using that. Okay. So that's good because we're trying to ultimately preserve innocent life. But my question is, if a situation that I thought was a less than lethal situation turned out to be a situation that required lethal force, and then I I made a conscious decision like, I'm going to attempt to get a face shot now because I need to apply more force than I'm able to apply.
I'm sorry, Pat.
Other means, right?
I'm sorry, Pat. I cannot do that.
Right. So now I have to transition to a different option now. So like,
are you advocating the government shooting people in the face with that?
I'm advocating using appropriate tools for appropriate applications, and I'm advocating using enough force for a situation, because I'll tell you a thing that I saw recently that kind of relates to this. So if you guys follow a page called Officer Involved on Instagram, it's a pretty interesting follow, and it literally is just use of force incidents, and it's all body cam stuff, and you can see things from multiple different angles, and you get a lot of commentary in there from people who are doing police work themselves and who weren't involved but who have perspectives, right, to add to or context or whatever. So like there was a situation involving two officers where they got out of a vehicle, and it was very clear, like, hey, you go non-lethal, right? So you heard the communication, it was clear as day, and like as soon as they get out of the vehicle, there's a male officer who's got a firearm it's already in his hand, because they're responding to an emotionally disturbed person that has a knife in her hand, right? So he told the other officer, I won't mention it was a female officer. So he told her, though, like, hey, you go non-lethal. He already has a lethal force instrument in his hand. There's already a lethal force instrument that's in play.
Yeah.
Right? So she doesn't do anything. She doesn't even take the taser out, and by the time she actually makes a decision that she has to employ the taser, the male officer has already shot the emotionally disturbed person 11 times or something like that, because she's running toward him essentially.
Yeah
Right. And the whole time the female officer is literally like just creating more and more distance between her, and by the time she makes a decision to employ the tool that she was supposed to be employing this entire time, she has to like now try to close distance and get like an acceptable sighting solution, and right. So she's not able to do anything. But if she would have chosen to use enough force at an appropriate time, right? Because you're always at a time deficit, is my point. You're always reactive as opposed to proactive if you're doing it right, right? Because ultimately you're trying not to use any more force than is necessary. But by the time force is necessary, you have to use like as much as is required, right? In my estimation. So like if you end up in a situation where you're using less force than is required, then the only outcome is like the end outcome, right? The only outcome is I have to go all the way now because I'm getting the shit kicked out of me or somebody's running toward me with a knife or something like this.
Moral of the story, technology and firearms bad.
Yeah.
Keep them simple.
Especially with the brain.
It has
Keep
to
it
be,
simple,
you have to have a human brain that's making this, because there's nuance to those decisions. Like headshots are bad unless they're good. You know what I mean? Like
the only positive I see out of this, which could be accomplished many other ways, much, much easier, is it also records, obviously. So it's like a little.
So do body cams.
So it's a POV.
So does everything, right? Like we already have all of these tools.
I would love to know how much that costs, because I'm sure there are departments.
Well, it says
all
FN
over the
on
country.
it, and it's got that stupid boot stock. So
those things are, it's got the same stock as the Scout.
It's already $1 million.
I thought that was pretty fun.
And it's got a computer in it, so now it's $2 million.
Right. Yeah. Definitely a waste of taxpayer dollars. Yes, Josiah makes a great point. Training should not be replaced by gear. So like the cop triggers, where like New York City requires a 12-pound trigger pull, just so that, if they're too light, people accidentally shoot themselves in the foot. It's like, well, what? Like,
isn't there a word?
Train your officers.
There's a term called cop out where they have to defend themselves, and that's what they do.
Yeah, no, it's a very controversial issue as far as like training goes. But like in general, I would say that more training across the board would be better for almost anybody. That doesn't really matter for us.
It doesn't. I printed this. The reason I printed it, the article is Savage Arms comes out with a suppressor line, the AccuCan. They look kind of cool, and obviously, in New York. Did you know there's only 8 states where suppressors are not legal? We're one of them, of course. There's only 8. It's like California,
New Jersey,
Maryland, it's all in New York. It's all in the Northeast. Yeah, it's like Delaware, all those states.
The usual.
I think they missed a huge thing to say, like the Silent Savage or something like that.
Ooh,
the AccuCan,
cool.
because they're
a really like cartoon.
They're it's
a really cartoon like Indian chief, like their logo.
Did I do that?
yeah, exactly. I just love that suppressors are becoming more and more and more mainstream.
Yeah, if Savage is making suppressors,
you've got a major manufacturer making
3D
them.
printing them.
They're like as funny as it gets, almost, right? Like,
there are SIG and other suppressors that exist that could only be 3D printed. Like the baffle design could not be made any other way.
Pete says for his work, their Saber pepper ball guns are $5,000 a piece without computers, and $5 a shot for just a single pepper ball.
Yeah, government dollars, they don't care. Yeah. That's crazy. So I mean, I bet with that too, there's like a subscription. Like it won't work unless you pay.
And it's FN specific stuff.
$80
it's just
just
not like it's not a pepper ball. It's their own FN.
It's just like the cars now. You can't use the seatbelts unless you pay the monthly subscription.
Jesus. And so like Savage is they made like a 30 cal, a 22, and a 338 Lapua. Like
I'm interested about the 338.
So that's pretty cool.
The knurl, it looks good. It's an attractive looking.
Oh, I should have brought one of the books out.
The other NIJ certified.
Yeah, the other big piece of news.
Everyone with level 4, it's useless now.
National
RM4 or whatever.
Institute of Justice, they reclassified their standards for body armor. I don't know if we talked about this at all. Did you grab one of those books? You should.
I haven't even been in there yet.
So they have not. So since 1972. When they started doing body armor classifications, they've renewed their classifications and their methodology and all that stuff 6 times.
Okay.
This being the latest one.
Yes.
The last time was in 2008. So it's been a little while. There's a lot of material science improvement that's happened in the past 15 years.
Right.
So there used to be level 2, level 2A, and level 3 for handgun, which was kind of confusing and weird. That all goes away. It's handgun 1 and 2. It's basically, can it stop 44 Magnum? Yeah. So it's kind of the same as it used to be, but they got rid of like 2A, like so it's 1 or 2, and then rifle is rifle 1, 2, or 3,
right?
And that's it. So they've kind of reduced the number of categories. They've really.
So is 3 like special threat rated then?
Yeah. So 3 is it'll stop.
Like a
level 4 multi-hit, M80 black tip.
Level 2, it'll stop basically everything up to green tip out of a 20-inch barrel.
Right.
And then level 1 is just like ball ammo and light stuff.
So would the 2? You said the 2 would stop M855.
I believe. I'll have to see. I'll have to read.
But would
through
it
it
stop
again.
XM193? Because the difference there, and a lot of people don't realize this, the difference there has always been velocity, right?
Right.
Like it's anything that you can push pretty much over. What is it?
Right.
Like 3,100 feet per second or so.
So
yeah.
I'll have to give you he's done. He's done for it. Just ignore him.
Just trying
He's
to
in
get
the
him
zone.
looped back in.
Yeah, he's in the zone.
All right.
He's been over there just on his own.
I know. So we left him too long.
Yeah. So you can download these for free.
Right.
You can go on their website. It's a PDF. Get it on your computer, whatever. Read through it. I love physical
Documents
items.
and stuff,
Right. Yeah. So, and I didn't see anybody else was printing them. You couldn't get them from the government. You couldn't, like, it just dropped like last month. So I was like, fuck it. So we called a local printing company, and I had 20 of them printed, and we've got them here at the shop. We're selling them for $20. They cost us 15. So
Right.
we're not like, you know what I mean? We're not
We're not gonna get
anybody.
rich, but yeah.
We just wanted to cover our cost of printing them and have they actually turned out very nice. I'm very impressed with them. They're like 82 pages, I want to say.
So it actually has
It's-
all the listings of everybody that's making level.
No,
But-
it's the standard of if someone says they are certifying,
This
this
is
is
what
how they
they're
have to do
doing
it. Here's the methodology. Here's all of the, like, there's a literal flow chart of like, do this. And then, if yes, go here. If no, whatever. So
That's
it
cool.
is super nerdy. It's not, nighttime reading that you're going to just sit down and read, but it's cool.
It's toilet time.
But if you're wondering what goes into the testing and how
It is very neat,
scientific
yeah.
it is, because they
Yep.
do really, I mean, they eliminate as many variables as they can, and it's always like,
Mhm.
everything has to be the same. Right. So I think that's pretty interesting.
It's pretty neat.
If you like that sort of stuff. The other thing is usually, or they used to be, when it was just like levels, like you were saying, 1, 1A, 2, 2A, up to 4. They used to have an NIJ or maybe a Department of Justice. No, it was an NIJ list.
I'm sure they'll have that.
And it would say all of the plate manufacturers and all of the models that actually met what threshold, which is interesting because when I was looking for plates for myself back before, everything kind of changed around here, I was looking for something specifically that was like berry compliant, so made in the United States, and it was NIJ tested and approved on the list for special threat, multi-hit.
Which, that's something that we don't talk about enough on the stream, but you're not allowed to buy body armor in New York.
Yeah, so
Not anymore.
It's absolutely ridiculous that the average citizen, unless you work the right job, if you choose the right profession, you can buy safety equipment.
Like if you sell
Could you
body
imagine
armor,
not being able to buy,
coincidentally enough.
could you imagine not being able to buy like a high vis vest?
Right.
Like you can't buy a high vis 3M reflective vest. You don't need it. Are you a construction worker? No, you don't need it. It's not that there's a supply issue, like there's some medical reason. You know what I mean? Like
you have no right to be safe.
exactly.
You can't protect
It's
yourself from ballistic threats.
absolutely incredible.
Who are you
that,
to protect yourself from ballistic threats?
And I don't know how we attack that. I mean, all of us, do we just sue because we can't, like, we're not allowed to have this thing that everyone else everywhere else can have it.
Right.
Like, and it's a passive item. I just don't understand it. I really don't.
Well, who would want to limit your right to protect yourself? I think it's probably only people that mean you direct harm.
Yeah.
Right. And in reality, like if somebody doesn't mean you direct harm, then they're not going to try to do something that would limit your exposure to that direct harm. Right. So that tells you the intentions of the people that, that's just one person's opinion, but whatever.
We got to put that up in the fridge. That's nice.
We're not even allowed to buy body armor. Like all of the body armor companies we would get it from, they won't even sell to us as a shop to sell to people that are allowed to. It sucks.
Right. So now we're out to.
Yeah, like we can't even armor those.
What's that thing in the bottom left?
It's a portal.
This one?
No, go down.
That one?
No. Okay, so top right now.
Top. This one.
Go down one.
That one.
What is that?
That is the other one.
Oh, I don't understand. I've never seen one.
There's an Audi.
That's why it's not good.
Yeah.
That's why it's not
I've never
good.
seen one.
Oh Lord. Okay. What time is it, guys?
Is that a uvula in the middle? What is that? What did you draw?
I've heard that word from. No, Cardi B doesn't even sing that word. Never mind. This is the dangly thing in the back of my throat.
Your mom is watching. Okay,
Maybe.
get out of here.
Cardi B sings it. How come I can't say it?
Okay.
Right? It's on the radio.
What do we got coming up? How many streams are there? Do we have a stream next week? We have a stream next week. Are we going to have a stream
21st.
on the 28th? Probably.
Why
right?
wouldn't we?
100%. Why wouldn't
I don't think anything's going to be affected by Christmas, right? So we've got one more before Christmas. We've got a permit class coming up this weekend.
This weekend?
Oh, yeah?
So if you want to just get it done with and over with, $3.99 all included, ammo, gun rental, lunch both days. You will leave on Sunday, having completed the course, and you'll be ready to go to submit your permit application just like that. So we've got that coming up this weekend. There's still a few spots left, not many, but there's still a few spots left. So sign up. And we've got the big class coming up in January 28th at the Kodak Center.
Yeah.
And so that one on the one day, you'll knock out 8 hours of the 18, and then you'll have to come back for part 2 and 3 at a later date, which will all be scheduled as part of the class. But so that opportunity it's half price. It's $199 to get your permit. So that's a great way to do it. Kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity. Like we're only going to do this one time. It's been a lot of work. I mean, I'm sure it's already been successful. Just that we were able to book an event at the Kodak Center, put it out on billboards. It was a success. Now, I mean, enough people have signed up that
It's definitely going to happen.
Works out okay, but yeah. Not something we're going to be able to do often, not even like once a year. This is going to be the one big class that we do, and then kind of back to normal classes. But we're excited. We're very excited about it.
With that in mind, guys, help us fill that one big class, right?
Yes.
This is our initial push into 2024 in terms of getting as many people on board and get them started with the pistol permit process as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we can make this a big event and get
Absolutely.
a lot of people started on that journey.
It's a big collaboration. Sorry, I can't look at what he's doing over there. It's a big collaborative effort. We've got Rafa as a big partner on this. We've got Pat obviously helping out with it. We've got John Huther, our lead instructor on that, and so we're gonna have it's gonna be a great class. It's gonna be awesome.
100%.
Cool. You guys got anything else? I don't think we have any
We do
other
have one
questions.
question down here at the bottom. It's from Pete. He's asking if the new shop is going to have other outdoor equipment like bows and stuff like that.
No.
No more archery.
No more. No archery ever again. I will cry.
They don't like archery.
I like it, but it's tough.
It's such a specialized.
There's so many people that have their roots dug in around us that it would just not be. It would be, kind of behoove us if we did do it. It just wouldn't make any sense.
But we're gonna have tents and snowshoes and stuff.
We will let you shoot
And
your bow in
canoes?
the indoor range if you want, just so long as you don't go and recover it when other people are shooting. So
Yeah.
you have to wait.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, guys.
Okay. Bye.
Good stream.
Tyler, show
Bye.
us your art. Just flash it real quick.
Screenshots.
I'm not even ready to. I'm not. Hold on.
What? Can we go?
What? Not yet.
I'm gone. I'm leaving.
You're going to be trapped in the internet again.
Nope.